What is going on, everybody? Lukey boy here. Doing different videos, different names these days, just completely forget to say, but Luke, yeah. What we're going to talk about today is what I'm doing for Q1, how I'm prepared the last week for basically the beginning of Q1 from last week. Actually, I think I started in December, but pretty much preparing for Q1. What am I doing to start with? It doesn't mean that I won't go deeper into things later on as we push through the weeks, but to start with, all I am doing is I'm keeping it very simple. I am looking to restock stock products basically that are out of stock, pretty standard, and more general stock products like consumables. I know you can't see a lot of this, but just so I'll reel off a couple of examples without actually saying what the items are. You know, you've got tea bags here, you've got like, don't even know what you do with that, like gravy, that kind of thing, like coffee, yeah, jam is one of them there, yeah, like preservatives, stuff like that, oils, loads of other stuff, but you get what I mean. And all I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm basically just going through each listing, or I'm getting me and my VA, we're both doing the same thing, and we are basically looking to see if it's obviously still profitable, and if it is, then we are going ahead and purchasing some stock. Usually at the beginning right now I'm overbuying just a tiny amount because I'd rather get it in ASAP. I'd rather overload the prep center now. If they can't send it in fast, fine, but if they can, then great. And then I can kind of just I can flip on to other activities, stock, for finding stock later. I don't have to keep jumping back to them. And when I say a lot, you know, it could be if it's selling like 30 a month, 25 a month, I might buy 40. Yeah, so it's just enough to keep it ticking over so that I can then divert and looking for new products, blah blah blah, all that kind of other stuff. So I'm basically going through and I am checking all the products that I've sold that are out of stock, and I'm just restocking them if I am able to, and if not, I'm going to periodically just go through and keep checking the ones that I haven't been able to get to see if I can. And it might be that I can never get them again, but you know what I mean. Usually those day-to-day products, consumables, are usually available all the time. If the price isn't right, you can wait and it will be cheaper. So pretty simple there. Going through wholesalers, going through OA stuff, and just restocking to get it in stock and sell. Yeah, pretty simple. So another example is what I'm doing. I'm going over voice of the customer. So what I find is that obviously I don't want to keep all my inventory at closed in my account, because what I found is that if you keep, even if you think it's a general product, you can get some policy violations on stuff that's closed in your account, even though it's good to know what you sold before, so you can go, oh yeah, I'm out of stock, and you can go and replenish. It's not the best thing all the time if you've had it there for a while and you haven't replenished it. As they get rid of it, close and delete, and you can jump on to voice of the customer. Again, you're not going to see what half of this stuff is. Yeah, I got 17 rape oil, but they basically are there from like 2 years ago, so stuff just sits there forever. And all I'm doing is I'm basically going through the excellent, and I've got like 36 pages or whatever it is, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm basically looking for either products that I've closed that are now available again. So I've closed them for some reason. Maybe it was out of stock for a long period of time, and I thought it's good to get rid of it, but now it's come back into stock. You know, like that always happens. Or stuff that wasn't profitable anymore, but now is. That happens a lot, I've noticed over the years. It may take 6 months or 8 months, but it does happen. And also products that I've, you know, potentially I've had issues have arisen because of like a pitch change, but now they're back and they're okay. So there's lots of different bits that where I've deleted them from the catalog, but they're actually still okay now. It might not be loads, but it's just about finding more and more and more and more, all the different variations that you can, all the different ways, so that you can basically just bolster up your stock and your lines, your product lines, and sell, and then move on to other things like sourcing new products. So, you know, once you've cleared the backlog, once you've started with what you got, move forward to find new listings. Then what I'll do is I'll jump to something like SellerBoard. Again, you're not going to see all this. I'll go to Q1 on my stats down over here, and I will basically go and have a look what I sold, the quantities, the profits, and I will go through again and see, you know, again, this was just coming out of COVID or in COVID or whatever it was last Christmas. So the quantities may not actually be like, oh, I've sold 500, I can buy 500 now. No, I need to be careful. I need to check keeper. I need to be, you know, I'm happy to send in 40 and do the same like I do for Q4, send in 40, see how it sits, if it's a product I haven't sold for a little while. But most of the stuff I will still be familiar with, as of I probably sell half of them now. Some of them are Q4, probably some I can go and find again. But I just want to go and see what what was Q1 last year like, yeah? And it's not about really the actual quantities, it's about the products that we're selling and getting a feel for that. Is there anything that I've completely missed and forgot about? Because that does happen over time, and you just want to fill in all those little, like, you know, loads of little holes in a ship, it's going to sink. But if you fill all those little holes one by one, one by one, one by one, eventually, you know, you've got a much better ship. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Real simple, just covering my ass, basically. Just covering everything that, so I'm not hemorrhaging lost profits from stuff I could just have found and bought really quite simply. And then the not last but not least, but one of the things I'm then going to be doing is going on to this is an example. You can actually, I don't mind even seeing this, it's crappy now. What I'm going to be doing is going over old products that I've sold, or current products, whatever it is, like either old products in catalog, it could be voice of the customer, anything that I've sold before, and I'm going to be looking for variations. Coming down here, products also relate. Yeah, you could look it down here. You know, again, these kind of products don't, maybe something like this. These are sponsored. We don't really want sponsored. Yeah, these things can be interesting to look at. You really don't want the sponsored. I don't know if they actually have it on here. They don't. It's like what people have also purchased with this and that kind of thing. Usually don't look at it sponsored. Doesn't mean it's not good, but you can kind of tell by the pictures they're kind of like private label-y. You know, yeah. But you kind of want to, you know, something like that. Obviously, it looks like Amazon are on the listing, and I don't like loads of real crazy variable listings where they've got many different ones on the thing. See if we can find it here. No. No, it might just be a bad example of products. Basically, I'm going through and I'm just looking for different flavors, different varieties of the stuff that I've sold before that I can probably, you know, if I'm picking this up for £3, let's say, and I'm selling it for, let's just say I'm selling it for that. Even if I can find the other one for £3, because this, like a dandelion or whatever, I don't know what flavors they do, flavor will be the same price because I know it will. And I roughly know how much I bought this one for because I should be probably bought it many times. And I'm like, okay, well the other version will be pretty much similar. If I find it, I'll go on, I'll be like, right, it's going to be about £3. Is there profit in it? And it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but is the other listing pretty much the same price, or within a okay price range? Yes. Obviously, if this was selling at £5, and I clearly know it's not going to be good, so I would ignore it. And I'm basically just looking to, you know, maybe have, you know, if I can get this one, I can get the diet version. And I'm literally just trying to spread myself out that way, sideways, with the same product range I've got. So all the products that I found from the other methods I've just shown you, I'll then try to go sideways with variations of the same stuff, and it could be different bundles as well of the same stuff. So sideways with new variation, like like all these kind of things. Yeah. Although I don't like listings that have it like this because I don't use. I might test it. Obviously Amazon here, but the keeper grass I just hate with like variety listings. It's never really. I'm not that great with them, to be honest. I normally like to keep single listings or dual listings. And I'll just go through, find these, and maybe find different variation sizes, so different bundle sizes. Again, you can even just search in the keywords up here. Just type in really generically that, and you're just looking for. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to splurge into detail here. That's the one I sold originally, or showed you originally. This is the one that's clearly the same stuff, just different flavor. Yeah. And then you can just have a quick scroll down. Like there's one here, obviously a bit crappy listings. Don't take 10 seconds here and here. You know, I'm not obviously you'd have to go in here. Obviously the price and everything's crappy there, but Morrison's ranking. But that's just something you glance over. I'll pick out, you know, quickly just on the first page. I'll just do a quick scan. You know, 61, £8. Better for 3 might be alright. It's got some sales. Open a link. Quickly blitz, and I could get my VA to do this. I'll sometimes do it. My VA, it just depends on what's going on and you know who I trust and who I don't, whatever, what their skill set is. And I'll blitz through that, and I'll just do it through all my listings, and that will also bolster. Even if it's like 30, 40, 50 listings from 300 or 400 listings, that's still an extra. That's still a decent, you know, a decent addition. And obviously this whole process can be repeated through the year as well. It's not like it's a one-off. And then what I will do is I will then go and do external sourcing, meaning I get my VA to go through all of the top retailers, wholesalers, all that kind of thing that I use, and they will look at like new products in, and they'll look for similar products that I sell now that we have not found through this method because we just haven't. It might be a new product listing, It could be a new variety of something that's not quite showing up on the rankings. But like, you know, if they find that there's a new flavor of this that's just been released, then maybe there is a listing, but it may not necessarily show up here because this is obviously very specific to what I typed in here. So it doesn't show everything. So we're looking over them and basically doing reverse searches on different websites. And obviously I get my VA to do this because they're a bit more time consuming, so I don't want to do it myself. And that's pretty much it. And then obviously there's those other things. You could then move on to deal services. You could then get a VA to do manual sourcing on other websites that you haven't used. Open up new wholesalers, blah, 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 blah. And then that's pretty much it. And rinse and repeat that process as many times as you see fit. If you need to, you know, if you feel like you're finding good products every 3 months, 1 month, and you're finding enough to add to the arsenal of listings for ASINs, then great. If not, cut it down, maybe find some other ways to do it. And again, sometimes the real profit is in actually selling something for a little bit of time. Really get understanding, you know, the true average sales that you can get and a different price range. You know, you might be holding out for a bit more profit, but if you bring it down a little bit, you get double the sales and stuff like that. So sometimes that's nice to play around with, just to squeeze out everything you can with the listings you currently have, rather than always thinking you need to look for new products. So anyway, gonna leave it there. Nice 11-minute video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you all on the next one.